Greetings Internet. I have a confession to make. I have never read any of the Harry Potter books, nor have I seen any of the films. Now I know I'm probably not the only one out there, but I was beginning to feel like I was missing out. And you end up feeling like a bad nerd for knowing so little about it. Back when the books were first released, I wasn't much of a reader. I knew some of my friends were reading it, but I mostly just ignored it. As it became more of a phenomenon, I still didn't feel like it would be for me for some reason. And so, even though it's been out for many years, I've managed to remain relatively spoiler-free. Of course, I picked up some things here and there. I know what a Muggle is, and I know about the Death Eaters. Also, I know certain Dumbledore and Snape-related spoilers, which were unavoidable if you were on the internet at the time. By the time the films were being released, again, I mostly ignored them because I still didn't feel like they would be for me. It wasn't that I thought I should read the books first or anything like that. I think that by this point it'd become a stubborn thing in my mind that I just wouldn't like Harry Potter. If I'd been thinking objectively, I would probably have watched and enjoyed the films, but I wasn't, so I didn't. Over all that time, my relationship with books has changed a lot, and I find myself reading a lot more these days. So, with the release of the final Harry Potter film on DVD, I decided it was finally time for me to catch up. Realising that they weren't going to be available for my Kindle anytime soon, I started looking at a nice box set of the children's editions of the books. Then one day I spotted the adult version further down the listings and realised that was the one for me. And here it is, a lovely box containing all 7 of the books. I also picked up the limited edition Blu-ray and DVD box set of the films. Now, technically, what I said at the beginning of the video wasn't actually true. I've been waiting for the DVDs to be delivered before I make this video, but the books arrived last week and I've already started reading. In fact, I've actually started reading The Goblet of Fire already. The first 3 are fairly short and light, and so make a pretty quick read, especially compared to some of the crazy science fiction I usually read. For example, there are about 76,000 words in here, but there are nearly 470,000 words in here. I'm really enjoying the book so far, but I'm glad I waited. I can see that I wouldn't have appreciated them as much 10 years ago. There's also another benefit to waiting, and that is I don't have to wait for new books to be released. I can read all 7 books together as one long story, and then I get to do the same again for the films. There are downsides, of course. As I read the books, my imagination is obviously influenced by what I know of the films. It's impossible to think of Harry, Ron and Hermione without thinking about Radcliffe, Grint and Watson, for example. Having read the first 3 books now, getting this box set has made me much more excited for the films now as well. It probably doesn't show up on camera very well, but all the patterns are nicely embossed. It's a really nice looking set and limited as well. I was extremely pleased to get such a low and round number. 300 out of 25,000. Inside, there's a great shiny picture, along with all the discs. There's a replica of Harry's photo album, containing stills from the film. The discs are divided into 2 parts, years 1 to 5 and then years 6 and 7. Of course, year 7 being 2 films. There are so many discs here that I'm not entirely sure what's on them all. Some are DVDs, some are Blu-ray. I think there might be a copy of each film on both formats. There's also one dedicated special features disc at the end, making 19 in total. I'm looking forward to watching these, but in the meantime I need to get back to reading The Goblet of Fire. So that's the end for today, and I will see you again on Friday.